Hi there lovelies, welcome back to another Lillbits studio vlog. For those of you who are new here, hello, my name's Karen and I'm the artist, illustrator, designer behind Lillbits, known as Lillbits.com. I also have an Etsy store called Lillbits Creations, and recently I opened a website last year called Lillbits.shop. So, boy, have we had a busy week. Where to begin? Okay, first things first. I launched as part of the EHARTS online market my first ever, are you ready, scrunchies. And I was absolutely blown away. I literally made just short of 200 scrunchies in 6 different fabrics and colours and 4 different sizes. And I thought what I'd do is I'd actually share with you some of the most popular items from my market. Now, this is the 7th or 8th online market I've done with Emily Harvey. I will put a link, by the way, to her, probably her Patreon page, where you can also go and find her website, things like that. If you wanted to join the community, it's absolutely amazing. And she's a small business owner, and she runs a Patreon, and twice a year she puts out an online market for small businesses like myself to come along and join, take part in. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I just didn't expect much. Does that make sense? I think in this day and age, a lot of people don't seem to have a lot of money for spending on what I call the luxury things. Oh, by the way, I put, these are the minis. I've got 2 minis in each of my bunchies. I'm starting to grow my hair out so I can wear the thicker ones. But yeah, so I digressed. I always digress. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, I didn't expect much, but what I wanted to do was just to get some of my new items, particularly the scrunchies, out there into the wide world. And I can happily say that I had 18 orders in total across my website and my Etsy shop. And thank you. I was completely blown away and ever so grateful. I also, in a little bit, I'll talk about being part of an online market, but first things first, because otherwise I'll go off in all different directions. If you know me. Let's see what the best sellers were. Let's start with the scrunchies. So most popular by far, I called it Bluebell Moment. Now there aren't necessarily bluebells in it, but it reminded me of bluebell flowers. So this is the Lush. So there are 4 sizes. Deluxe, which is really large. The Lush, and they're designed, it's got quite a good stretch on them. The bigger ones have got more of a stretch than the smaller ones, okay? But this was by far the best seller, the Bluebell Lush, okay? Followed very closely by the Lush or large, it's called Butterfly, let's get there, that's right off. So it's, I call it Flutterbee, but there's little butterflies hidden. This is 100% cotton. This is kind of a viscose mix and it's very soft. This cotton's quite soft, to be fair, but the cotton's a little bit thicker if you're interested. Okay, so this one here is a classic size, just to show you the difference. Okay, the classic was also very popular, and the little mint, this is a mini one. The little mint one was. Now all of them have got little bits label sewn into them. Some of them have got coloured ones. So these are my very first scrunchies I ever made. So this one here is the, I called it ballerina pink. That one sold well. The mint in the Lush size and the minis sold very well. And also, sorry, that one's a classic. This one's a mini, just to show you the difference. So I've got quite thin hair, and what I've done is I've wrapped them around twice, if you can see. So I've put a minis around twice, and then what I found, or I can take one out for you if you like, is if you have buns, so this is a mini here, I wrap the first one around twice, and then this is great. I mean, they don't have as much stretch as the big ones, okay? It's designed for people with thinner hair, but I literally just pop the second one around, and there you go. So what do you think? I was really happy. As I said, I made just under 200. I made them thinking, okay, if I sell a couple on my market, fantastic, yay. If I don't, that's fine, because I want to go to an in-person market and I've got 3 booked in for the rest of the year. So I thought, okay, if the online market, I can maybe sell my first one. I would have been absolutely chuffed to know that these are going to somebody. Now I'm packaging up the rest of these orders today, so they'll be going to new homes all over the world too. I mean, the scrunchies are going to Australia, Canada, quite a few customers in the US, so thank you, UK, and France, which is good. So yeah, it blows my mind that people all over the world will be wearing or storing, or I know that some people wear them around their wrist, don't they, the scrunchies that I made by hand. So yeah, anyway, I could easily do a vlog all about scrunchies, but I shan't. Oh, this one sold well too, by the way. This is lavender. There you go. So let's pop all those. And I find it quite satisfying building like towers of scrunchies. What do you think? Firstly, time for a water break. That's better. Yeah, so I could talk scrunchies all day long. I shan't. But if you want to pick some up, some of these, there's only like 1 or 2 left. I will be making more, but I can't guarantee the same fabrics. I don't want to just keep stocking the same colours over and over. I think that'd get boring, and I love going to the market. Still talking about scrunchies, let's move on, shall we? Okay, other good sellers. My little mice A6. It's got a little note to say, little A6 dandelion mouse memo pad, along with the to-do list. So this one here, these are packaged up ready for markets, by the way, so they've got like little prices in the corner. Panda Bee and a Toby Dragon one. I've sold out of Toby actually. I now need to order some more, so thank you. Speaking of Toby, I still have to round the corners, but this one was quite popular. Bring the right way up for you. The little Toby minis. So the minis are like 3.2 by 3.2 inches in total. Let's round the corner while you're here, shall we? This is oh yeah, I've got it here. So all I do is I just use an X-cut tool to round the corners, and I just think it gives it a little bit more of cuteness to it. You can see that. Yeah, so I sold 8 of these actually across the weekend. 1 in a bundle. These are from my website, by the way. There are a couple available for Etsy, but yeah, so this one has done particularly well. Oh, and the Shadow Kitty A6 sticker sheet. So these are ready to go to a good home. This one's going to Canada, so yeah, it still blows my mind, you know, that's something that I draw, make, I create the stickers in-house at the moment still, and yeah, that's going to be in someone's planner book. Or I'd love to know actually, what do you do with your stickers? If you have purchased some of the Lillbits stickers, please pop a comment in the comment section. Moving on to pins, and I'll talk more about the pins soon, but firstly, the best sellers. Apologies, these are in their wrapping ready to go, but the geisha, I always say it wrong, I'm so sorry, but let's go with the geisha girl. She was very popular. She's quite a large pin, but there's a lot of detail. This is called a deluxe pin, actually. I'm going to be taking some of these to the Manchester Stationery Fest market coming up in July. This one is always a popular one, and I sold like 4 more of these this weekend. And this is a ZWKA. Oh, actually, that's the best close-up we've ever had. Woohoo! And other ones, I have a pre-order listing on my website for the Mice Collection colouring book. I only have 5 of those available as a pre-order, so if you want to get yourself, the colouring books won't be in for 2 more weeks. A 21 by 21 centimetre colouring book full of all my mice characters. They're going to have blank pages on the alternative, so you can use like different markers. Just always pop a little bit of cardboard underneath, and then it won't bleed through. I'm going to go with 170 GMS paper this time. I have some Halloween colouring books stood on my website. The 200 was great, but I just thought it was too thick. Can you say that? But it just didn't have the feel when you turn the pages. It's lovely quality though, don't get me wrong, but I've decided I'm going to go with 170 GMS this time, and I'm going to go with the sewn binding down the side instead of staples or I had spiral last time, so I can't wait to show you those. But if you wanted to pick one up at a discounted price, there are just 5 left over on my website at the moment, so go and have a little look. I do have a sale on my website and Etsy, 25% off at the moment for this month. It won't include the pre-orders though, because the pre-orders, the mice collection pre-orders, you'll see if you go to my website and click on pre-orders mice, and there's a couple of other pre-orders, they're not discounted because they're already reduced price, if that makes sense. So if you don't pick them up as a pre-order, they're going to be a little bit more expensive in the future. A little bit different though, the pre-orders of the mice pins and the colouring books are literally going to go out in the last week of May. Sometimes in the past I've done a pre-order because my Lillbits studio doesn't always have the funds. Actually, let's be honest, never has the funds to fund a lot of these pins myself. So I tend to often run Kickstarters, and it takes a good 3 to 4 months to get everything made and produced properly. So yeah, so anyway, pins did well, the scrunchies did very well, memo pads, I had a few bits and bobs, some bundles, Toby Dragon bundle, and yeah, I mean, I love the sound. First of all, there's a difference between Etsy goes a massive ka-ching. I'm not musical at all, so sorry about that. And then there's like a ping, you know, the old-fashioned typewriters. I learnt to type on the old-fashioned ones. When you used to put the return, I think it was like a return, you know what I mean, handle, it used to go ping. Well, that's kind of the Shopify noise. Now, Lillbits Studio, my shop over on the website, normally crickets for me, to be honest. So to have so many across the weekend, I was definitely doing a Karen happy dance. So yeah, so that was the launch. Chuffed to bits. Thank you also to the people who didn't purchase anything, left some lovely stuff in their carts, but also joined my emailing list. So in the future, I'll be alerting you as to new launches and what other products are coming. Okay, I've rambled for quite a bit, but let's talk all seriousness now. The boxes over there behind me have my brand new mice collection pins in. Now, all of the Kickstarters, I've started dispatching some of them already for the people who backed me right at the end of last year. So it's taken a little while for these, but I really wanted the quality to be amazing. Well, the pins have arrived. So what we're going to do is we're going to unbox them together. I've already taken some out for photographs, and what I've also got is I've designed my very own backing card. So what we might do, let's show you the first one, shall we? And then I'll just change the angle of the camera and you can have a look at the rest. But this one has a backing card, and I've fallen in love with making and designing my own backing cards. I mean, I tend to get them, normally used to get them from printer.com or banana print. I've also used instantprint.co.uk, but I found very limited in the sizes. And what I've decided is that if I get some nice thick cardboard, and I have quite a few sheets of thinner evergreen sticker paper that isn't so expensive as my normal paper, I can actually print my own designs onto the sticker paper, do a whole sheet of all different ones, and then stick them down onto the cardboard, and this is what you get. So let's have a little look. I'll try really hard to focus it for you. There you go. So this here is Sugar Plum Fairy. So your first one to see, the little Sugar Plum Fairy mouse. And what I've done is I've designed, so I've taken one of the daisies that I drew initially for one of the other pin designs, and then I've recreated it, made it larger and put little stars and things. But doesn't she look super cute? So can you see what I mean by the size? I can choose whatever size I like. Let's just show you another one on the backing card, and then I'll actually do like a proper pin reveal for you. This one is the Sail Away Mice pin with a little ducky friend. Actually, it's quite clear on the screen, hopefully for you. But I've designed, so I've got a little scenery, so there's like a lake with some fields behind it. And yeah, so I'm really pleased. If I put these side by side, you might get more of an idea. So this one's more of a square sized one. It's 6.5 by 6.5 inches, where this one I've made it 6.5 high. Oh, not inches, centimeters, sorry. That would be massive. Oh, Karen. Anyway, and this one is a little bit thinner, so maybe I have to put them back here, not that it'll focus. But yeah, there you go. I'm really, really pleased. And what it means is that I can have a separate design for each one if I want to. I haven't, we've seen the third pin now. We have any left to reveal. I haven't gone too detailed for most of the others. So this here, very popular. I had a couple of people pick up this as a pre-order. Let's see if he wants to focus for you. Oh, little tap the screen. Oh, there you go. This is all daffodil mouse. So what I've got is most of the other pins are going to be on this scenery backing, and this is a scenery that I drew using Procreate way back when I first started designing the mice, and it appears on the gaming mouse mat and everything like that too. So yeah, I mean, what do you think about having different backing cards if you design pins? I'd be fascinated to know, have you tried designing your own, making your own? Initially it was the thickness was the issue, because my printer, I have an Epson Eco Tank, I think it's 8500, which I absolutely love. I make all my sticker sheets, but the problem is if you have cardboard that is too thick, it kind of gets jammed. So I still wanted a thickness of a backing card. So this paper here is 350 grams cardboard, and then it's got 100 grams sticker paper on top, but you wouldn't know the difference really. So but yeah, but they're much thicker, and I just feel like I've got a lot more control over the presentation. But yeah, okay, time to look at the next pin. Now I was going to pop you down here, but actually I'm quite impressed with how the view seems to be here. It takes a little while to focus. Let's tap you, shall we? There you go. So this here is the jar of hugs mice. Now I'm just thinking, hopefully it's not backwards. If it is backwards, I'm so sorry. It's just the way that things work with cameras, don't they? But there, it has got hugs and XOX and love on them, but wow. Yay. And this is the last pin that I'm still umming and ahhing whether to put them in the field or create a really cute little backing card that's got maybe some of these little heart sweeties on the ground. So I'll play around with that one, but I'm really, really pleased with that. I think people tend to put it behind. Oh, that's quite good. Yeah, so that's a little jar of hugs mice. It has a little heart at the top, and it has screen print detailing. Oh, you can see, yeah, it's not too bad actually. So I've got like the little dots in white speckles, and the actual text, so hugs and love and kiss and XOX and things, that's actually part of the enamel plating, and then the screen print and mainly the white. I've also got, I don't think you can see, but just around this little mouse here, okay, I've got kind of like a shadow on it as well. Okay, the next pin, so let's move the one to the side that we've done. This one here is a little good little love mouse. Okay, there he is. So he's holding a little heart, and it's got glitter on it. Let me just put my hand behind that, that's better. And yeah, he's really, really cute. And again, there's a tiny bit of screen print. Now all of my designs, pretty much most of them, have what's called a little hidden heart and the screen print on them. And when I designed this little one, I put it in white, and it's on his tummy, but his tummy is white, so it's one of the few. I don't think I've got any on his ear. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, no, I do. I have a little tiny minute heart. You won't be able to see it, just hidden in the white line of the ear there. So also they have Lillbits.com on the back. You won't be able to see that, but a little bit. So all of them going forward for my pins for the last 4 or so years with the manufacturer I use now, I always have the Lillbits.com stamp on the back. So if you're wondering whether to have that done, it doesn't stop people from stealing your designs, but it does kind of put them off a little bit, because if they find a design that they think they're buying from somewhere and it comes and it's got little bits on the back and they're like, hold on, I didn't buy it from there. I'm hopefully protecting some of my illustrations, but who knows. Okay, here's the next deluxe one. I'm going to give him a bit of a polish. We've had quite a few, haven't we? I think there's 3 to go. That's okay. So this is Daisy Flutters, and this is where I first started drawing. See if you can see him. Oh yeah, okay. So that's Daisy Flutters, and there's little butterflies and a little net. and some daisies, and I've put blue glitter in the background, and they're having a lovely little time together. So yeah, so that one there is actually, it's 2 inches high, oh sorry, 2 inches wide and 1.75 high. Okay, these are the deluxe pins, so the Jar of Hugs one that I showed you before, and the little daisy ones. Now my camera's going, don't be ridiculous, Karen, we're going to focus on you behind instead of the pins, but you get the idea. And then we've got little cupcake mouse. If I can get into him. This is the first time I've opened this little cutie. Here he is here. And he's got a little, let's see, there you go. He's got a little glittery, put my hand behind it, a little glittery jumper on, and he's got a cupcake. I only went with one candle. I was going to not put the candle on, but I thought, hey, why not? Maybe it's his first birthday, or he's taking the cupcake to one of his little mice friends who are celebrating their birthday. But I like the colours. Now I tried really hard to have a different selection of colours on each of the mice pins here. I don't know why it thinks I'm more important. I'm definitely not more important than these pins. Okay, we'll tell you. Come on, little one. Yeah, so what is there? The difference in size, can you see? But that will be reflected in the price, okay? So the pre-orders are slightly cheaper than they're going to be if I order some more. Now in order to order some more, we need some more pre-orders. Kind of ongoing, isn't it? Okay, so the last two to show you. So this is my Bobber Mouse pin. Now I designed this one probably about 2 years ago now, when I first did the Part A collection of little mice, but we didn't get the funds to actually make this particular one, but this time around we did. So this is a little, I'm just going to tap you straight away this time. This is a little Bobber Mouse pin, and it has glitter, you can see the glitter on the chocolate that's on the strawberry. And I just cannot describe the detail. In person, it is so cute. So if you're into, I kind of made up my own little version of a boba drink. I put like, remember when I was a child, I used to eat those little white mice chocolates. I don't know if you ever did. So I wanted to draw the face. Yeah, I wanted to draw the face shaped a little bit like that, and he's kind of like, I wouldn't say stuck in his own little drink, but yeah, so I do have a journal with this on the cover, and I'm currently working on the backing card for this one because I think it needs to be a little bit different. If I show you, I have put it in the field. If you let me know. What do you think? Do you think it doesn't quite look like it's in its right place? Because of the leaves it might do in the field, or do you think Bobber Mouse needs its own little design? Okay, so that's that one. And lucky last, if you could see my desk, it's completely covered. It is a little cheesy mouse. I had so much fun drawing this. Now some of these designs, again, I drew them initially about 2 years ago, and it's amazing to finally bring them to life. Something that came from my head that I drew. I sketched some of these in the sketchbook first, and then I load pictures into Procreate and I play around them with sizes and things. I like to give most of them big ears, but this is Cheesy Mouse. Are you going to focus for us? There he is, and he's got his own wedge of cheese on his fork. He's got like one of those little bandana flags as well, and thanks to Emily, I decided that I would give him a little lilac jumper, because Emily has backed one of my first Kickstarters in the past when I first started doing them, and without support like lovely small business owners like Emily, I wouldn't be able to make pins like this. Before I forget, the other small businesses taking part, 3 in particular were running a Kickstarter, and I mean, I wouldn't be able to create things like this without running Kickstarters often or having orders from lovely people like you. So what I've decided, and I hope I haven't forgotten anybody, I will double check, but there are 3 Kickstarters that people are still running, so I will put in the description section, if you go onto Kickstarter, no, it's not me, there's 3 people that if you wanted to go and check their Kickstarter out, it does mean the world to them. So and I'll put the names up here somewhere. Okay, and then look for their link in the description. And can I also say that if you're planning on backing the Kickstarter, it's a good idea to just read through first, have a good look, click on the reward section of the person's Kickstarter, and then maybe make a little list of things you want to get, and then make your pledge, because it gets a little bit confusing if you think, oh, I want to back it now, and you back one pin or one sticker pack and then you come back later, and then it is a little bit confusing sometimes how to change your pledge. So I'd suggest have a good read through, have a look. When you click on the rewards, you can also see what people in particular are backing, but that's up to them. But yeah, just a little bit of a Kickstarter creator tip for you. But yeah, okay, I have rambled so much. I've shown you all the pins, and now we're going to go and pack one of the larger... I'm gonna have some water first. I'll probably edit that. Now we're going to go and pack one of the large orders that I have that's going to America. And I'll probably include footage of packing all the scrunchies for the first time. Even though I've packed some already, I have got that footage, but I might do it in next week's vlog because I don't want this vlog to go for too long. But I really just primarily wanted to come on, say hi, to say thank you so much for all your support. Karen is going to be back sewing more scrunchies, so in the future I'll do a proper breakdown of how I make my scrunchies. I have got some footage in my vlog from last, I think it was 2 weeks ago now, of how I was making some of the scrunchies for the first time. But yeah, I mean, go and help yourself, have a look around my store. If you have any questions, particularly about sizing of the scrunchies, just let me know, send me a DM message, add a comment in the comment section. But yeah, so I'm going to put some footage on now of me actually packaging up one of the large orders, and then I'm going to edit this and get it out, so I won't come back on the end because I've rambled for way too long, haven't I? So I've also got washi tapes to show you, but that's all gonna have to be next week now. Thank you so much, everybody. If you've watched to the end, good luck. That's a little bit. You didn't have to put any emojis, just thumbs up would be great. We're over 280 subscribers, which I'm really chuffed about. Last week's vlog, I think I've had over 80 people viewing it. Now for me, that's amazing. The fact that 80 people are taking the time to listen to me ramble. It's just like, okay, thank you. But I really want to share and document this process, not only for myself, but if it helps some other people out there, some small business owners, if you love sketching, designing, creating things, if you need some tips, advice, manufacturers, I'm always more than happy to share who I use. But yeah, so I'm going to get going on packaging the last of the orders, and then we're moving on to Kickstarters, getting the rest of those done, as I wait for the colouring books. And I've got some little pop-up pencil cases coming in. Now what I really want to start to do is to sew and make my own pencil cases. So going forth, that's definitely something I'm going to be doing. I love you lots, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi there, lovelies. I'm just about to package up quite a large order for the lovely Becky. She's purchased one of these little Christmas pins. There you go. See if we can focus it for you. Oh, there it is. So I'm just giving that one a little polish. I don't know if you can see the detail, but it's got such lovely glitter in the white section. She's also purchased one of the Christmas bundles. Now, even though it's not Christmas, it's currently May. It's lovely that I'm still receiving orders for these, so I'll show you how I package that in a minute. But first things first, let's get this little mouse pin onto its own backing card. I hope you're having a lovely week or weekend, depending on when you're watching this. I'm probably, if I haven't already, but I've had the most amazing weekend actually. I've been part of an EHARTS online market. There you go. And the nice thing about these pins is I've started hand making my own backing cards, So what I'm using is a thinner sticker paper and some cardstock, and I print out whatever size and design I like, and then I attach it and just cut them by hand. So thank you very much, Becky. What I think I'll probably do is pop some music on, if that's alright, and we'll package this order up together.
You as you drive, do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along, and I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? Lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when I get things right. Lost in the shadows of a million stars. Shouldn't they enlighten my near and far? Shouldn't they at all just tell me where you are? Send a prayer if I'm out of luck. Send a little love and I'll make it back. Send me a letter and a bottle of wine, telling me I will be fine. Baby, I'm stuck with a halfway heart. Slip away if I come too far. Pick me up when I'm in pieces. Oh, that halfway heart of mine is a rolling stone. Make me roll right home. hard, halfway hard. Sing to me if I lose my voice. Set a better route if I lose my course. Count on my company and I will come. Save me when I am falling. Save me when I am falling. Save my love when I fall. Baby, I'm stuck with a halfway heart. Slip away if I come too far. Pick me up when I'm in pieces. Oh, that halfway heart of mine is a rolling stone. Make me roll right home. Baby, I'm stuck with a halfway heart. Slip away if I come too far. Pick me up when I'm in pieces. Oh, that halfway heart of mine is a rolling stone. Make me roll right home. Halfway hard. Send a little love, I'll make it back.
Okay, I did say I wouldn't come back on the end. But I suddenly realised I said to you I'd have a little heart-to-heart about taking part in markets. For me, I'm very new to the in-person markets. I've only done one. I have one coming up in Sidmouth next month. I'm going to be part of the Stationery Fest in Manchester, which I'm really excited about. I cannot wait. Behind the scenes, I'm working on lots of new goodies for that one. But I also wanted to talk about an online market, not necessarily EHARTS market, but I've only really done that one to compare to, if that makes sense. So the first 2 or 3 years I did a market, I kind of used it as a way of getting out there into social media, showing some of my products, doing my first reel. I never did a live. I literally, just the market just gone, was the first time I was brave enough to go live, believe it or not. Karen, who likes to ramble, doesn't like live rambles. There you go. But yeah, so for the first 3 or so markets, I never got any orders at all. Okay, and yes, I was a bit disheartened, but literally a week later, I ended up having people come and purchase. Back then it was only an Etsy store, purchase from my store. So if you find that you've done all this work behind the scenes and you work really hard and in your mind you think, oh, I'm gonna have all these orders, it's gonna be amazing, please, I can't emphasize enough, try not to get disheartened if you don't end up with any orders for the first 1 or 2, maybe even 3 markets. It may just be you haven't found your people yet, the people that like what you do. It may mean that you end up with followers. I've also gained quite a few followers from this market too, over on Instagram, and I've had 1 or 2 of you come and watch my last vlog. And then it wasn't until around the 4th or 5th market, I think I've done 7 or 8 in total, apologies if I've said too many, then I first started getting orders within the market weekend, and that meant so much more to me because I knew the process I'd been on to get to that stage, it was really, really rewarding. And a lot of those customers come back to me regularly, either on my Etsy store or they've started following me on my website quite regularly, which is great. And I wanted to be open, I wanted to be honest, but the whole community that Emily Harvey has built up means so much more. There's some lovely, lovely, amazing people, and I wish I had like a pot of gold that I could just go and buy from every single store, but I didn't. I always use a percentage of any sales that come in. I'll then go shopping, if that makes sense. I also try and keep a little bit of money aside before the market comes up, and I try hard to shop with new people too. And if I don't have enough funds to buy from everybody, which I definitely didn't this time, what I'll do is I'll share posts. So I'll share their stories or their websites over on social media platforms, okay, if that makes sense. But I just wanted to pop on and say to you, as amazing as it was to have 18 orders this time, I think it's the process, it's a community that's been built up that means so much more. And if you wanted to pop a comment in the comment section, not necessarily about the EHARTS market, because she is an amazing, lovely, beautiful person inside and out, but maybe a market that you've been to, it might be an in-person market. If you wanted a bit of a boost, I'll try the best I can for you. But yeah, so I wanted to come on just briefly at the end and say keep going. It's tricky times for small businesses right now. There are tariffs left, right and centre. Price of everything is going up. People just don't have the money to spend on luxuries like my little scrunchies. But yeah, look after yourself, keep going. Perhaps use this as a time to reset. I mean, I've made lots of products for this market. I've launched the scrunchies, but I've also got a really nice collection now that I'm quite happy with, that I can then take to in-person markets to do launches in the future. So all of that hard work that you've put in won't go unnoticed, I promise you. I absolutely promise you. And it might be that you use this time to maybe experiment with making reels. I haven't started a TikTok store. I get regular emails asking me to do that, but at the moment I'm happy with what I've got because I have a lot going on, if that makes sense. In my own personal life there's a couple of health things going on, but also I'm happy, I'm content. I mean, I've launched scrunchies, I've got Kickstarter pins coming in, I've washi tapes have arrived, I've got Kickstarter pledges going out. I suffer from POTS, so some days I can't actually move around, or I move around and suddenly I'm bang on the floor and I have to start all over again. But yeah, so just, I don't know if this has helped you. But to my customers, I wanted to say a marvelous shout out. The fact that you even take time to support small businesses like mine, and the lovely feedback you give, it really does matter. And so with that said, let's end this vlog finally. I don't know how long it's going to be, but thank you everybody, and don't forget, whatever you're doing, just smile, relax and try and make every day count.